Cowboys Nation, listen up, because this is a moment you'll remember. The Dallas Cowboys 2025 season is at a crossroads. With a record of 3-4-1, the stakes have never been higher, the margin for error never thinner. We have a franchise built on excellence, on a legacy of standing tall when it matters, and yet right now the horn of danger is sounding loud. But here's the truth. Where there's danger, there's opportunity. And this team has the pieces to turn the tide. The conversation circling the NFL right now is about a potential trade. Veteran linebacker Demario Davis to Dallas. A veteran presence, a leader who knows the trenches, and exactly the kind of change this defense needs. Let me walk you through everything. The defense has been unraveling. National outlets are pointing out that Dallas is in desperation mode. From a wave of injuries at key positions to scheme confusion under defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus to being flat out beaten when the moment matters, this is not who the Cowboys are supposed to be. Many trusted that the offense alone could carry this team. Many hoped the defense would still show up when required, but hope is not a game plan. Enter Demario Davis. At 36 years of age, some will say too old, but I say this. The value of a seasoned veteran who still plays with fire, makes tackles, reads offenses, commands respect can be immeasurable. Davis was singled out as a top target for Dallas by multiple analysts. His resume speaks. A former all-pro, high-floor linebacker who can come in and hold the defense together while younger players learn and grow. For a team like the Cowboys, on the precipice of either breaking in or breaking down, that kind of stabilizing force can shift momentum. Imagine this scene. The offense is lighting it up week after week. You've got Prescott, Lamb, Pickens arcing into big plays, scoring 30-plus points, but the opponent drives down the field again and again because the defense can't stop the bleed. You feel the exhale before you even see the next play. But now, you add a leader like Davis, someone who says, "We don't let this go over 24 points tonight," someone who sets the tone before the ball is snapped. Suddenly, you're not just an offense that scores, you're a team that wins. That's the difference. And this isn't just speculation. The deadline for trades is looming. The Cowboys have assets, draft capital, flexibility, urgency. They have reason to act. The idea of bringing in Davis is a signal, not just to opponents, but to the locker room and to fans. We're done with excuses. We're done with being inconsistent. We're in it. Now here's what this move would mean in practice. Improved communication in the linebacker core, less blown coverage because someone's calling out alignments, fewer ugly third down conversions by opponents because your defense is aligned and ready. Younger guys learning by watching Davis make the little plays that add up to wins. Meanwhile, the offense keeps doing its thing. That synergy, offense plus a competent defense, is the blueprint. It's the only blueprint. Because we know this, the offense is operating at an elite level. But defense wins championships, or at least it gives you a chance. Dallas cannot keep leaning on, "We have the best offense, so we'll overcome," logic. The field doesn't care about logic, it cares about execution, pressure, stops, turnovers, energy. That's where Davis fits in. So yeah, at 36, he might have less tread. Maybe he won't be the long-term answer. But who asked for the long-term right now? We asked for the now. We asked for the jump start. We asked for the statement. We asked for the chance. And for this window of opportunity, this season, this team, this moment, that's what matters. Cowboys Nation, it's your call. Are you on board with Davis? Do you want to see the move? Do you believe this team has the hunger to pivot and fight from here? I want your answers. Drop your opinion in the comments. Smash that like if you believe this team can still rise. And if you're ready for every trade rumor, every mic check moment, every locker room revelation and game day breakdown, subscribe to Dallas Game Day and let's ride this together. Because the star on the helmet means accountability. The star on the helmet means pride. And right now, we're asking for one thing. Finish strong. Let the offense do its job. Let the defense answer the bell. Let the Cowboys show up like the team we know they can be. Let's go, Cowboys! We're not done. We're just getting started.